Morning, all. All right, so busy Thursday in the National Hockey League tonight. We got 10 games. They're going to all be going on at once. The good news is it'll end relatively early. The bad news is there's only so much I can follow at once. We've got 7 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. So, again, do my best. Starting with Anaheim in against the Montreal Canadiens. On October 31st, Anaheim won this game at home 4-2. So, Montreal looking to answer for that. The Anaheim Ducks 21-16-8 on the season. Over their last 10, they're 4-5-1. They did have a loss in extra time the last game they played. Away from home, they're 8-9-4. The Montreal Canadiens 8-26-7. Miserable record. And they are better than that record, but they're 1-5-4 in their last 10. They've lost their most recent game. At home, they're 5-10-1. And it's a combination of bad luck, injuries, everything else. Anything that can go wrong does go wrong for Montreal this year. So we'll see how that game goes tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Carolina and the Ottawa Senators. On December 2nd, Ottawa actually won this matchup 3-2. The final matchup will be on February 8th, so that's only a couple of weeks from now, and we'll see how things go. The Carolina Hurricanes, 28-9-2 on the season. Over their last 10, they're 7-2-1. They did win their last game. Away from home, they're 14-5-1. The Ottawa Senators, 13-20-3 overall. Over their last 10, they're 4-4-2. They have won 2 games in a row. At home, they're 6-10. We'll see how things go for Ottawa. Of course, they're minus Drake Batherson, but we'll see how things go for them tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between New Jersey and Tampa. November 20th, New Jersey won this matchup 5-3. So we'll see how things go tonight. It's the second of 3 meetings. The third meeting is on February 15th. So for New Jersey, they're 15-21-5 overall. Over their last 10, they're 4-6. They've lost 2 in a row. Away from home, they're 5-11-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning, meanwhile, 28-10-5. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They did win their last game. And at home, they are 14-4-3. So this one here, to me, is kind of got vibes of maybe an upset. But if New Jersey beat them once already, Tampa should be able to get up for tonight's game without much trouble. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Vegas and the Florida Panthers. Vegas has had a good road trip so far, considering their opposition. And they're 25-15-3 now overall, but over their last 10, they're 4-3-3. They did lose their last game against Carolina in overtime, but they came back and tied that and forced the overtime. Away from home, they're 12-5-1. The Florida Panthers, back home, where they're happiest, 29-9-5. Over their last 10, they're 7-2-1. And at home, they're 21-3. So Vegas has their work cut out for them. Again, when you see a record of 21-3, it looks a little bit lopsided. Usually you'll see a couple of losses even things out here and there. Much like if it was 3-21, they're due for a win kind of thing. But again, we'll see what happens. That could be a game of the night right there. Both of these teams very good in the transition game. Some exciting hockey played by both. This could be fun. 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern start time between the LA Kings right here. In against the New York Islanders, and this jersey is fantastic. Just throwing that out there. So the LA Kings, 21-16-6 overall. Over their last 10, they're 5-4-1. They did have an extra time loss in their last game against the New York Rangers. Away from home, they're 8-6-4. The New York Islanders, 15-14-6. Over their last 10, they're 7-2-1. They did win their last game. They're trying to go 2 games above 500 for the first time this season. At home, they're 8-7-3. So their home record has gotten a lot better. I just kind of like LA's chances a bit if they keep playing the way they have been lately. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Seattle and Pittsburgh. So Seattle lost against Pittsburgh in Seattle 6-1. They're going to be looking for some measure of payback, but Pittsburgh's just been really quite good lately. So Seattle's 13-25-4 over their last 10. They're 3-7. They did lose their last game before this road trip started. It was against Nashville. Away from home, they're 4-11-2. Pittsburgh 27-10-5 overall. Over their last 10, they're 8-2. They've won 6 in a row. They're playing very, very well, and at home they're 13-5-2. So this one definitely, much like this one here, they look like games that you could say, well, it's obvious who's going to win. Sometimes the underdog pulls those out. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between the Rangers and Columbus as they end their season series, which the Rangers are going to be kind of sad to see go. October 29th, they beat Columbus 4-0. November 13th, they beat Columbus 5-3. They're very good against Columbus. For the Rangers, they're 28-11-4 overall. Over their last 10, they're 7-3. They have won 2 in a row. Away from home, they're 15-8-2. For Columbus, they're 18-21-1 now. It's getting ugly. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. So Columbus, who now sits 14 points outside of the playoffs, just keeps getting worse, and their home record really evened out now. It's 11-9-1. Weren't they like 10-4-1 and something like that? But anyways, it's been a rough go for Columbus lately, and now they get the Rangers. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start time between Calgary and St. Louis. So Calgary, of course, won this matchup on the 24th of January, 7-1. The Calgary Flames 20-12-6 overall now. Over their last 10, they're 5-5. They have won 2 in a row. Very convincing 2 wins. The thing is, Calgary also is the same team that has lost a bunch of games too along the way. So away from home, they're now 14-8-2. And if they can play as well tonight as they did last night against Columbus or the previous game against St. Louis, they should win it. However, St. Louis at home is another beast altogether. They're 25-12-5 overall. Over their last 10, they're 7-3. They did lose their last game. And at home, they're 16-4-2. The next meeting, final meeting between these teams will be April 2nd. So this one could be a fun one. Could be game of the night material as well. And if St. Louis has a chance to pile on, I'm thinking they probably will. They're going to remember that 7-1 loss, you would think, and we'll see how that works out. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start time for the game between Vancouver and Winnipeg. And just looking at everything else that's going on, I don't know how much of this game I'm going to catch before the third period. November 19th, Vancouver wins this matchup 3-2. On December 10th, Vancouver won this meeting in a shootout 4-3. So Vancouver looking to make it a clean sweep over Winnipeg, which would be unusual. The Winnipeg Jets at home are better than they are on the road. Vancouver better at home than on the road. So it's 18-19-5 for Vancouver, who are the road team tonight. Over their last 10, they're now 3-4-3. Their last game, of course, that overtime loss against Edmonton, where Spencer Martin forced them to get a point. Away from home, they're 10-11-2. Winnipeg, 17-15-7. Over their last 10, they're 4-4-2. They lost their last game in regulation. And at home, they're 10-7-1. Winnipeg needs to get things going because there are teams heating up in the West, and Winnipeg hasn't been one of them. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start time between Nashville and the Oilers. November 3rd, the Oilers won this meeting 5-2. On April 14th, these teams will meet for the third and final time this season. So for Nashville, 27-14-3 is their record overall. Over their last 10, they're 6-3-1. They have won 3 in a row. Away from home, they're 14-7-3. The Oilers, 20-16-2 overall. Over their last 10, they're 3-5-2. They won their last 2 games. And at home, they are 11-8. So the Oilers looking to, get back into the playoff picture and try to get that wild card spot, or maybe one of the top 3 spots in the Pacific, which definitely seems to be open. And Nashville looking to keep things rolling. Let me know in the comment section below who you believe will win these games. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. It's going to be a busy night. Looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.